Rivers APC has experienced several shocks during the primaries. The Supreme Court had to wade in, voiding the Congresses, but the APC says the ruling has nothing to do with the governorship and legislative primaries. Well, INEC just released the list of governorship candidates, and Tonya Cole will fly the APC flag at the poll. Joining us is the studio is the Director General of Tonya Cole campaign organization, Chidi, Llyod. Good to have you here on the Primetime News. So let's first of all begin with the situation where there is a contentious issue surrounding the APC primaries. What plans do you have going for you in terms of having to resolve this battle as a united front, where we have the Magnus Abbey faction and your party's candidate?
Well, I want to thank you for having me on this program. The issue of nomination, I'm sure, is been put to rest now, because INEC has released the list of candidates that will fly the various flags of various parties in the election. And you also notice that states that had issues didn't have candidates on the list. Well, for us in Rivers State, ours is a work in progress. Those who it's a win-win situation for all of us. For those who express intention to be governor of Rivers State, we will, from our party, we are going to ensure, we've been reaching out, we've been carrying out alternative dispute resolution mechanisms to reach out to them and tell them that above all, it is God that gives power. It is very important that we know that. It is not about how hard we wish. The Bible says that the race is not for the strong, rather is it for the swift. But it's only God that showeth mercy. And for this time, in our state, it is Tonya Cole that God has showed mercy to fly the flag of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State.
Well, do you think the party has what it takes to maintain a foothold in Rivers? Because the PDP governorship candidate that's talking about Wike seems to be doing a good job in the state right now. So how strong is your candidate for Rivers?
Well, you are just assuming, because I know that you don't stay in Rivers State. You live in Lagos. We stay in Rivers State. We will know, just as the proverb has it, that every eye beholds a matured corn.
Right.
One of the easiest elections for the APC to win is this 2019 gubernatorial election, because the incumbent governor is the worst advertisement for the product he's selling.
Really, you have to be careful with your words.
Okay, absolutely. So we have everything. We have all it takes to win this election. We are going to go to the campaigns with our position on transparency when it comes to governance. We are going to tell Rivers people that the budget of the state is not going to be 7 books of Moses as it is now. We are going to make the budget available to everybody, to institutions, to research fellows. We are going to ensure that the secretariat, the state secretariat that was built by Commander Jet Spiff when he was governor, is properly lit and the lifts working in order to create an enabling environment for civil servants to do their job. We are going to ensure that pensioners have not committed any crime by serving Rivers State and retiring. We are going to ensure that pension is paid as and when due, so that they would not be demonstrating before payment is made. We are going to ensure that our kith and kin who are presently living underwater in Akenema, Mbiama, and Onelga are attended to like human beings, because they didn't choose the natural disaster that befell them. We are going to ensure that we will not only complete projects that are begun by him, that is assuming there are any projects that he has started, because we know that it's on record that he too has said so, that he is merely completing projects that were started by his predecessor. So we are going to ensure that if there are any projects he is going to eventually start, because he still has about a year to remain in office. Whatever he leaves behind, we are going to complete it. Then initiate.
So, in other words, you're trying to say that your government, if your government comes in, you will continue with the government that was in power. That's the PDP.
Absolutely.
Okay, that taken. But the Rivers State is always known for violence when it has to come to elections. And now with the APC already in contention over this primaries that we just saw, even though the courts have given, INEC has given the go-ahead for Tonya Cole to be the candidate, how does the APC tend to unify itself so there won't be more trouble, as 2019 gears ahead?
Yes, that's what I said. I said alternative dispute resolution mechanisms have been put in place. We are talking to our brother, Senator Magnus Abe. He's not somebody who wish away from the party. He's been there for the party. The party has also been there. On 2 occasions, the party has given him the privilege to become senator. And I know that Magnus Abe is not a die-hard politician, as it were. I'm sure that with time he will see reasons on why we should work together. That the common enemy is not the APC, but the government of the PDP. What matters is Rivers State and good governance, which has been missing for the past 3 years. And that is why Senator Abe yearns to be governor, because he wants to also contribute his quota. But at this point, the delegates who chose Tonya Cole had spoken through their mandate. So I'm sure that Senator Abe will see reasons in weeks to come on why we should work together and vote out the government, the incumbent governor. And
you're so sure of winning the elections?
Absolutely.
Okay, fine.
This is going to be one of the easiest elections that the APC will win. Because the fact that you go to Port Harcourt, everywhere is littered by filth. And we intend to clean it up. And for this time, you talked about violence that have characterized the elections in Rivers State. Tonya Cole is a pastor of a Redeemed Church, and he's going to bring that is bringing that to the table. But
that doesn't really count, being a pastor or not.
No. What matters is the man who is leading.
Right.
Tonya Cole would not ask anybody to go and shoot for him.
Absolutely.
Tonya Cole would not buy guns for anybody.
Okay.
Tonya Cole would not see election, Tonya Cole does not think that his victory as governor is worth anybody's blood. You get the point?
Absolutely.
So that is what we are bringing to the table.
Okay,
and of course, Rivers people want a breath of fresh air this time around.
Okay.
We are always on the news for the bad reasons.
Well, the reasons that you just mentioned, violence and all of that, we hope it doesn't get to air its head in 2019 as we go forward. Yes, you said you have plans for Rivers people, and we get to hear this almost on a daily basis, like it is a norm when we have politicians coming on to look for votes, to tell them the same old stories, and they get to power, and it's still the same. So how can we hold you to your word that what you're promising Rivers people, you will stand by it and you will fulfill your promises?
Well, it will not be proper to posit that the Redeemed Church is sending Tonya Cole to go and contest election. But I think that as a pastor of that church, a lot of integrity will be brought to bear. He's not a man who will say a thing and not do it. Because having been associated with the Redeemed Church, he has that as the social contract with the people. And having been a man who has been a successful businessman, he's known world over. I think that this assignment is something Tonya Cole takes very seriously. And for the first time in the history of Rivers State, he's going from word to word, meeting the people and signing a social contract with them, finding out what 3 major problems in order of priorities that exist in the wards. And this has also enabled him to see firsthand the suffering that pervades the state in the midst of plenty.
All right, and we wish him the very, very best as 2019 elections gears very close. Thank you very much. Chidi Llyod, Director General of a Tonya Cole Campaign Organization. It's a pleasure to have you on the Primetime News.